Time for the library. This mission is quite notorious, for good reason. If any mission in Halo CE needed a glow-up, it was this one. So, let's examine what Ruby did with it. Enjoy!
We must collect the index before we can activate the installation.
Where am I? Who am I? Why am I here? I don't know. But I do know that this door was open.
If the flood escapes this halo, it will of course consume all viable hosts in this galaxy. We are near the index chamber. Follow me.
Well, this level ought to be fun. It might be the library on Legendary, but it is Ruby's Rebalance at the same time. And we can hear right away that quite a few things have changed. It's always full of grenades, so we might as well throw some.
The energy field above us contains the index. We must get up there.
It looks like the carrier forms are behaving a bit differently. They don't usually instantly go off like that when stuck with a plasma grenade. I wonder if the case is the same with the Needler. I wasn't quite looking at that other one when I shot it. Well, this is all well and good so far. There should be a dude that drops down from above us right here. And he's got a flamethrower. I'll take that, thank you very much. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I saw a shotgun too. I have no idea where it might have went. That's okay, the flamethrower and shotgun are both short-range weapons that should be very effective against the Flood. So this is just as viable an option. Yeah, the library is notorious for being very repetitive, but one of the things that the original did subtly to change things up is change the kinds of ways that the Flood come at you. You know, there are a couple of spots that you go, oh, there's a dude jumping down from above. Oh, there's a carrier waiting in the corner. It wasn't enough variety, but it is something that I did take note of in the original.
Security doors have sealed automatically. I will go access the override to open them.
Well, this area looks pretty clear. It looks like there are some health packs over here, but I don't really need them. Anything else? A frag-nade? No, that's Goop.
Please follow closely. This portal is the first of 10.
Those random spoopy sounds most certainly were not in the original. That's a nice touch. Adds a bit more horror to the run and gun level. This direction to the left should also be not the way to go.
This is not the correct direction. If you do not follow me, you may become lost.
No worries, Spark. It ain't my first rodeo. Yeah, it does look like there's something around here. Ah, more flame canisters. I guess I'm happy that I didn't find the shotgun.
Puzzling. You brought such ineffective weapons to combat the Flood, despite the containment protocol.
Even though Spark's gonna be yapping, and I do think he likes to hear himself yap, I am gonna try to stay quiet while he's yapping. You know, Ruby paid his respects to the original in designing this, so I will show respect in kind. That was a pretty nice stick. How often is that going to be happening? Yes, Ruby, I noticed that you added new sounds. Oh, there are quite a few enemies here. Let's go for that overshield. Got the iframes, now's a fine time to reload. And this choke point will keep the enemies controlled. I used up much of the overshield like that, but it probably worked out for the best. Hey, here's a shotgun. The shotgun and the pistol was a fine combination to mess around on this level with. Though I'm pretty sure Ruby capped the max ammo for the shotgun lower than vanilla. It's 36 down from 60.
You can see how the body's been transformed by the genetic restructuring of the flood infection. The small breaches carry spores that conquer the host food. The host then produces spores that can pass the flood to others. It is insidious and elegant. As long as any hosts remain, the flood.
There's a small crowd awaiting us in the distance.
These Sentinels will supplement your combat systems, but I suggest you upgrade to at least a Class 4 combat skill. Your current model only stands as a Class 2, which is ill-suited for this kind of work. Pardon me, a plasma conduit breach in Section 5524 has disrupted power flow to a gravitic maintenance assembly.
There's a secret overshield. And some flame canisters. But since I've got the shotgun, those are irrelevant to me. Bye, Spark. Catch you on the next floor, I guess. Wait, it gets worse. Yes, indeed. Bunch of carriers coming down to say hello. Hey, do you like the color blue? That's so satisfying. In vanilla, if you stick one of those guys, it just stays on them until it blows up, and then the carrier gets launched.
Flood activity has caused a failure in the drone control subsystem. I must reset the backup unit. Please continue on. I will rejoin you when I've completed my task.
And then it falls over, and then it blows up. Ruby's carriers are just so much better. Time to hold out while we wait on a locked door. Let's try out the needler here. Seems like fun. Oh, that one was a faker. And we still got the shotgun for if they try to get up close. Yeah, we're sitting real pretty at the moment. We got the Sentinels, plenty of nades to chuck if we need some breathing room. Let's take the pistol back, though. There's a kind human combat form bringing us a pistol ammo delivery. Thank you very much. Jeez, what a mess in this room. There are signs of the Covenant all over the place, but no surviving Covenant. All taken by the Flood or disposed of by the Sentinels, I suppose. And somebody's stomping around. Could it be a Juggernaut, perhaps? Oh, if only. Those are pretty cool. Alright, we get it. You're scary. I'm just gonna take this shadow and go, okay? You know, I like the amount of destruction around here. It makes sense that the Covenant would be trying to breach the library, trying to secure the sacred icon. But, you know, tough luck with the Flood being around and all that. And the Sentinels before them.
The Sentinels can use their weapons to manage the Flood only for a short time. Speed is of the essence.
Oh, yikes, that was a lot of damage to the Shadow. Well, it was fun while it lasted. I'm happy I got to run over anything at all. I might have sat it somewhere and used the turret, but this is fine too. The Sentinel Beam was made to deal with these guys. It's a pretty satisfying thingy-majigger. Hey, there's a rocket launcher. Was a comet form carrying this? If so, then I'm glad that I got out of the vehicle.
Oh, hello. Please wait here.
What if I don't wanna? Let's try an A-jump. I apologize profusely for the display of stupidity you've just witnessed. More spoopy noises, and a bunch of spoopums coming out to spoop us. I wonder if Ruby toned down how frequently they pop each other. It seems like they're slightly more resilient in that regard. Anything over here, perhaps? Stealthies. And the teleporter over there is broken. I'll take the plasma rifle. Let's see what we can do with it. We can hang in with the pistol for long enough. Nice foreshadowing that the endpoint sparks like that. Let's keep going. These guys are none the wiser. It's like something's crawling above me. It should be another one of those spots where... yeah, another guy jumps down from above us. Let's keep the choke naded up and blast these guys with plasma if they manage to get any closer. Excuse me? I'm happy. Let's take the AR. Ah, there are some ghosts laying around. And some plasma grenades and other Covenant weaponry. But no energy swords. Oh well, at least there is the ghost.
Your environment suit should serve you well when the Flood begins to alter the atmosphere. You are a good planet. The Flood will move from planet to planet, all that it's time.
Hey, did you know that Cursed Halo turned this entire level into Mario Kart? Yeah, you get a mini hog at the start of the mission, unless you're on Legendary. Oh, this is the Rocket Flood hallway. Well, let me pay attention here. Ah! Okay, step away from the wall. And it's down. Okay. Yeah, I like the energy barriers in this hallway. In a way, it could make it more hazardous. More stuff for the rockets to collide with. Whoops. there's another ghost right here anyway. So many carriers around. Alright, really now, guys. May I move along, please? They are obsessed with toppling my vehicle. And I would quite rather they not. And this must have been a rather desperate elite. Sure, we'll take his pistol. The AR was low on ammo too, anyway. But I don't want to ride the elevator. You know, what if I do? What if I like the idea of gunning down space zombies in space? Here's a sentinel beam. Feels like every floor is more on fire than the last.
I would conjecture that the other possible for releasing the problem. This most persistent energy.
Let's see, do we go this way? No, I think we have to head down through the tunnel. Oh, this guy had a pistol too. Sure, we'll roll with this. There's something at the end of the hallway. Whatever it is, surely it's not dead and will come running for me any second now. Yeah. There might have been one combat form ahead of the rest, or some around the corner. Not enough area coverage to hit them all. I must have hit a carrier or two, because that's a lot of pop-ums. And somebody else is coming our way. Bunk. Bunk. Ooh, an energy sword. Now we can bunk people in rapid succession. Or slice and dice them. You know, sword things. I get the feeling these guys will just continue to spawn, so let's try to move on. How did you not die? There we go. I think this is another holdout section coming up. Ah, it's a turret section too. I'm okay with this. I just needed a couple of nades there to hold them back a second while I got situated in my seat. And now we're cozily spamming plasma at the corner. They'll come around. What can they do about it? Nothing, that's what. And I appreciate that. It's different from the last time. So it looks like there were plenty of weapons around if we wanted to do things more traditionally. And there's some health around. Not that I needed it, but good to see.
Naturally, the flood is simply too dangerous to release, and mass sterilization protocols may again need to be enacted. Of course, samples were kept here after the last catastrophic outbreak.
You don't say. I will take the Wraith. I will. There happens to be a secret over here that I'm aware of. An easy clear with one rocket, and the sword for the leftovers. Thank you, engineer. I love you, friend. Pet, 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 pet. Aw, I guess I got a bit too close for comfort. But that's okay, friend. I'll leave you be now. This is a neat secret. Since Flood can be headshot now, there's room for this kind of setup with a sniper, and we'll see where we can poke to death from over here. There's a rocket flood up here. Those would be a threat to the Wraith if I left them alive. Couple of guys hanging out in nowhere. That one was a faker. Poke. Well, they're not bothering anybody, so I guess I'll leave them be. I guess we should clear out the area around the Wraith. That's one combat form down. And it seems that carrier is wandering off. Great, made things considerably safer that way. And now we can proceed in good confidence. Farewell, engineer. I would give you a treat if I had any in my bags. All dogs are good dogs. And those are the goodest of space puppers. It looks like that carrier was detonated by the fire. Oh, what was that? We got flashbanged by blue. We got blue banged. I guess it's something about the camera angle. This mission's geometry must not be all too happy about my camera being so far up. Wow, he took a shot for his friends. How noble. Hey, you guys gonna hop over at all? No? Alright, well you have a good one. I'll catch you later. Maybe. I don't know. Ah, this looks ripe for an ambush. That line's a little bit weird. I mean, you know, maybe if you define contain as what the Halo ring does, but otherwise we know that it was specifically built for a very different purpose. And it seems we continue on foot from here. all these boxes around, it should give an advantage to my energy sword. You know the rule. Primary fire if it's got a shield, regular melee if it doesn't. Ah, and we go up this way. Let's take this flamethrower with us. Might come in handy in the corner we're about to camp in.
I will deactivate the security lock. Thank you.
Now in vanilla, this section is, I mean, you can get by without being bothered at all if you simply hang in the corner. But it seems Ruby changed that. This is fine, I've never been more cozy, provided things don't get too hectic. We gotta be mindful that we don't super detonate grenades straight into the corner with us, because the combat forms will be dropping some. Ah, there's some more flamethrower stuff out here. I guess we could take the flamethrower then. Oh, and there's a shotgun too. Nice to see, always.
Please stay close. Time is short.
Oh, that's a lot of red. Did you see the motion tracker there? That might have been worrisome if I didn't have the rocket launcher. Or frag grenades. Fortunately, we were abundantly prepared for that gigantic crowd of combat forms. Hi there, carrier. Y'all ain't gonna get in my way, are ya? Alright, see you later.
Fight!
Oh, excuse me? Hey, let me jump.
Bro.
Ah. Apparently it's a crime that I don't care. Jerks making me waste ammo on them. What if I just wanted to walk by? Oh, hey. There's a Marine's body here. This is surely a reference to Marvin Mabuto. Is that how you pronounce his name, Mabuto? The way that the story goes, in the novel, The Flood, the chief was exhausted and scared and at the end of his ropes while he was running through the library. And then he comes across the body of this Marine, Marvin Mabuto, who apparently Spark took here before him. And he fought all the way here without power armor, without genetic enhancements, whatever. And the sight of this hardcore Marine gave the chief the strength to keep going. Very cool Easter egg, very cool reference. There was a great fan animation about that story too. If I remember who did it, I'll be sure to put some text here in post. Fourth floor. Tools, guns, keys to super weapons. Bunch of carriers hanging out. They're out of the way, so I don't think they'll bother us like the last ones did. Seems we've got quite a few of them following us now. So I guess let's just jump down here and be on our way. They probably can't follow us so well in here. Even though it's flood gunk. You know, the game's AI has not changed. Not that much anyway. Ah, never mind. Ruby put a special spawn right here. Tasteful placement for a Flood Zealot. Oh, but there are all these pop-ems still. That's not good. I'm gonna come out of this with less health. Yeah, those guys are kind of bothersome to melee. They're hard to hit. Ah, there are a bunch of teleporters in this room. I must have passed by a switch earlier. Forgotten to hit something. Let's go back and check. It's probably not far. Excuse me. That carrier really likes the wall. Pretty sure those are supposed to spawn and come around the corner and flood us in the next room. No pun intended. Because the next room's one of those, wait for the door sequences. Ah yeah, there's the switch. I must have forgotten about it because these guys were chasing us. Oh, I totally overshot that frag. Oh, the sword should do. There we go. Floor 4 teleporter network. Yeah, I can't believe I missed that. My bad. That dude is still walking into the wall. Should we put him out of his misery? There you go, friendo. You know, he would thank us if he were able. Alright then, where were we? Waiting for the door, I suppose. And playing tag through the teleporters with the flood until then. Oh, it's already opened. I guess the timer might have started when I first walked into the room. But it looks like a whole bunch of carriers are now coming up the ramp. Let's go take the shotgun and move on before this becomes unmanageable. Hey, it looks like the Sentinels over here are having a bit of a barbecue. And you didn't invite me. How dare you? Screw you. This meat isn't even tenderized properly. What do you think you're doing? Bam! What now? I've ruined your barbecue. There's nothing you can do about it. Right, well anyway.
The Flood are already hard at work repairing your vessel. Its parasitic nature belies the Flood's intelligence.
I believe this is the last door of the level. We've got a whole army of Sentinels helping us out this time. But I guess there is also a whole army of Flood behind the door. Oh, they're pushing in. Let's do what we can to help them out before they all get blasted. I don't have any precision weapons for taking out all their marksmen. You know, those combat forms up in high places are kind of pesky for me at the moment. Well, we lost most of the Sentinels. And Spark's over there being shot at. Guess we can lend him a small hand. But hey, let's go see what's this way. Spark will be fine. We'll catch up in a minute. And that is a grunt. A Spec Ops grunt. To him with a whole bunch of Spec Ops grunts. And we've been spotted. Sounds like there's an elite over there too. We've got plenty of grenades and rockets, so I'm not concerned. We'll dump all of our explosives, and that should kill him dead rather thoroughly. Yeah, it's one of those sword and shield elites. Couple of rockets make short work of him. Yeah, those handheld shields do make them pretty tough, at least against weapons like the shotgun. Absolutely worth dumping some rockets into them for that. Well, this is a rather suspicious formation of panels on the wall. I wonder what it could possibly mean. Well, you know, I think we've been here long enough. I feel like I've got imposter syndrome being here. And there are many space zombies among us. So let's go finish this up, shall we? The Flood have very much made themselves at home in here, which is not our concern for too much longer. Spark is still being shot at over there. Now, I get making him invulnerable, but you could have also made the Flood friendly towards him so that they wouldn't be stuck in this infinite loop of shooting him. I guess if they weren't shooting him, it would also be immersion breaking. There's got to be some kind of trade-off, some kind of sacrifice. Ah, well.
The energy barrier surrounding the index will deactivate when we reach the ground floor. You may now retrieve the index. Protocol requires that I take possession of the index for transport. Your organic form renders you vulnerable to infection. The index must not fall into the hands of the Flood before we reach the control room and activate the installation. The Flood is spreading. We must hurry.
Hey, that was pretty cool. Being one of the most bothersome missions for most players in vanilla CE, this level was among those with the most room for improvement. It's very easy to nitpick changes in 343 Guilty Spark, but when it comes to the library, the difference between the original and this revamp has great potential to be quite stark. And it was. This is an excellent rendition. I appreciate that the only live Covenant presence was in a very unlikely secret area for the player to go wandering off to. This is the only level with purely Flood on it, so it's important to me that it remains a distinctly Floody level. This kind of faithful mod. Most of the Covenant presence contributed to the tremendous destruction all throughout the library, helping establish a more desperate and desolate atmosphere, and providing plenty of excuses to scatter alternative weapons, vehicles, and other such things around. This all helps to make the level much more varied without compromising on its floodiness. Well done. That's on the subject of this level's presentation, though. Much of its improvement falls indirectly on how the Flood themselves were improved as enemies. To my recollection, Ruby went over on his channel that what he added to the Flood in CE was essentially a bunch of stuff from later games. You can headshot the infection forms in their chests. There are shielded variants which, unlike in Halo 2, are accurately shown via a different model. Thanks to that, because plasma deals more damage to shields, and bullets deal more damage to flesh, that dynamic of the sandbox remains in play against them. That they can be meleeed added a more survival horror-y feel when we relied on melee against them in the last mission, but the library stayed more runny and gunny, and, you know, those carrier changes in particular are great. The instant detonation when stuck, needle to super detonation, or especially when struck by a vehicle, improve the pace of battle, besides giving some options for killing the infection forms inside right away. The vanilla ones feel so clumsy by comparison. It also makes sense how dangerous they would be to a vehicle. You know, we hop in that Ghost and think, yeah, nothing can catch me, I'm gonna zoom. But then there are mounds of flesh obstructing the halls, carriers acting as walking landmines, severely damaging the Shadow earlier and blowing a light vehicle like the Ghost, whichever way. They help to demonstrate the tactics of the Flood rather effectively this way. But, well, I guess that's all I've got to say on this one. The next level is quite long, and I have been procrastinating on sprite work, so maybe I should do another Arcanon devlog between now and then. Those are a fine excuse to sit down and stay focused on sprite work, because we got that speed paint format. I don't know how engaging it is though, even if I do go on a decent monologue, especially considering how much sprite work there is to get through. Y'all should see my unfinished folder. Psycho keeps adding new stuff to it like every other day, it feels like. Sorry, mate. I'll get through it. I'm just, not really there most of the time. Anyway, whatever it is we wind up doing, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.